My name is Tanya Roberts. I'm a writer, artist, fellow spicy brain person, and founder of Mindfulness Done Differently. So, in this session, I will briefly share my backstory, introduce my Mindfulness Done Differently approach, discuss why meditation can be hard for neurodivergents like us, and then I will guide you through a 20-minute fidgeting meditation and a breathwork practice, and we will finish with a body scan. So, a bit more about me and my backstory. 10 or so years ago, I was having daily panic attacks, and a counselor suggested I try meditation. So it helped me a little bit, took the edge off, but I was still very anxious. And I found meditation challenging. Most of all, I had trouble sitting still. I was uncomfortable. It was hard to watch my racing thoughts. And I just thought that I sucked at meditation. So I gave it up right then and there. And I thought, this is just not for me. But then there was a plot twist. So, like many of you have learned about yourselves, I learned that I'm autistic and ADHD. And that's when everything changed in my life for the better. So I started learning about my unique sensory needs, started ordering tons of fidgets from Amazon, wherever, just really experimenting with that and trying to honor my sensory needs and use those fidgets as much as I possibly could. Excuse me. So one day I was squeezing this stress ball during meditation, and I thought, why has no one combined these two things, fidgeting and meditation? So something clicked in that moment. And I found that when I moved my body in the way I needed to, I could focus and meditate more easily. So my unique approach, Mindfulness Done Differently, was born out of that experience and that realization. So, in this method, I teach and guide mindfulness that uses movement, fidgeting, art, sensory play, and sound to help autistic and ADHD folks to meditate in a way that works with, not against, our spicy brains. So, many of us have been told that we should try out meditation, but equally, we feel like it just doesn't work for our brains. Excuse me. And if that's the case for you, you're not broken. Your brain is beautiful. And like many things, traditional meditation wasn't designed with our neurology in mind. And that's why it can feel like such a struggle. So a few reasons for that. So our brains are a very busy place, as we all know from experience. And there's some research to suggest that autistic individuals may have more synaptic connections in certain brain regions due to reduced synaptic pruning during development. So, this excess connectivity is hypothesized to contribute to sensory sensitivity and inefficient neural processing, though the exact relationship to how busy our minds are is still being studied. However, it doesn't take a research scientist or rocket scientist to know that our brains are a very busy, chaotic place at times. And many of us are taking in a lot more information than our holistic counterparts. So, a few more reasons why meditation can be a bit hard for us. Focusing on the breath alone can be a bit boring because ADHD squirrels, am I right? Executive function can make multi step instructions hard to follow. And some of us have multiple thoughts at the same time, which I call multiple thinkings. That can feel intense, and noticing all those thoughts at once can feel pretty overwhelming. Additionally, for high masking neurodivergent folks, meditation can be used to further suppress ourselves and try to change ourselves in unhealthy ways. For folks with a persistent demand for autonomy or PDA, instructions and guidance can be interpreted as a threat versus a suggestion. And for people with aphantasia who can't visualize in their mind's eye, mental visualization can be hard, if not impossible. Also, there's some research to suggest that neurodivergent folks are more self critical. So many of us judge our meditation practice very harshly, like somehow we're failing at meditation and life if our minds and bodies are not perfectly still. But I'm going to share some encouraging information with you here. Even Yongey Mingyur Rinpoche, who is a famous Buddhist monk who's been practicing meditation for over 30 years, still has panic attacks. So I found that very humbling to learn. And I think the subtext here is that holistic people are meditating with maybe 5 to 10% effort and success at best. So we shouldn't expect ourselves to master this whole meditation thing ever. Meditation isn't about doing it right or perfect, it's about practicing. So let's use a gym analogy to drive this point home further. So you wouldn't expect to do one squat and have a butt like Beyonce, right? Would you? Unless you already do, and if so, congratulations. Um, and if your knee was injured, you'd use a knee brace and you wouldn't overdo it. So what I'm saying is we need more realistic expectations around meditation. We should give ourselves plenty of time to learn and grow. We get to modify the practice to make it accessible to fit our needs. And while meditation is often associated with openness, presence, and peace, some schools or communities can take on a rigid, dogmatic tone. But guess where else that shows up? In ableism. So forget all that I say. I want to explore our metaphorical knee braces, movement, fidgeting, art, sensory play, and sound, whatever helps us focus and practice to begin with. So, just a few caveats here. I'm not saying my way of meditating is superior or that you have to try it. I'm simply presenting it to you as one option to consider. And despite what I or anyone else tells you, you get to experiment in the laboratory of your own mind and body and choose what feels right for you. So, next we'll meditate together. So, we'll start by doing a progressive muscle relaxation paired with box or square breathing. If you're not familiar, box or square breathing is where you breathe into the count of four, hold to the count of four, breathe out to the count of four, and hold to the count of four. Then we'll practice fidgeting meditation using our hands or a stress ball or squeezy fidget if you prefer. So I'll add in movement and fidgeting breaks every 2 to 3 minutes. And feel free to move however you like, whether that's sitting still and breathing or rocking, swaying, jumping, bouncing, whatever feels right for you. Then to finish, we'll do a body scan. And if we have time, we'll practice a visual meditation at the end in a bit more detail. So I will guide you through every step. Don't worry about remembering anything, just relax and enjoy. So I will pause here for 30 seconds so you can find your favorite fidget if you'd like to use that while you meditate. So go ahead and grab that now if you don't already have it handy. Now let's take a moment to settle into a comfortable position, preferably sitting or lying down. Let your arms rest by your sides. You can keep your eyes open or closed, whatever feels right for you. If you choose to keep your eyes open, you could look at the beach video I have playing in the background. Now we'll be doing a progressive muscle relaxation together to release any tension. So as we breathe in, we'll contract or tighten a specific muscle group. Then we'll hold the breath and the tension briefly. As we breathe out, we'll release that muscle group completely. Then we'll move on to the next area. If anything feels uncomfortable, feel free to skip it or adjust. You're welcome to use a fidget during this exercise as well. I have my squeezy ball here and my acupressure ring. So there are no rules, and feel free to make this practice your own. So we'll start from the toes and work our way up the body. Ready? Let's begin. Toes, breathe in and curl. Out and release. Feet, breathe in and contract. Out and release. Calves, breathe in and flex. Out and release. Thighs, breathe in and squeeze. Out and release. Glutes, breathe in and contract. Out and release. Abs, breathe in and tighten. Out and release. Back, Breathe in and squeeze. Out and release. Shoulders. Breathe in and lift. Out and drop. Neck. Breathe in and tighten. Out and release. Jaw. Breathe in and clench. Out and relax. Face. Breathe in and scrunch. Out and relax. Biceps. Breathe in and contract. Out and relax. Forearms. Breathe in and tighten. Out and release. Hands. Breathe in and squeeze. Out and release. Now let's take a moment to notice any bodily sensations without labeling them as good or bad. If your attention wanders away from physical sensations, bring your focus back without judging yourself too harshly. I'll pause here for 30 seconds so you can notice any sensations that are happening in your body. Now we're going to take a movement break. So I will pause here for 30 seconds so you can fidget and move however you need to, whatever your body is asking for. You could spin in a circle, jump, rock, sway, use a fidget, just sit and breathe, or something else. Whatever feels right for you is just fine. So I will pause here for a minute so you can move in whatever way your body would like right now. Now we're going to get some proprioceptive sensory input using just our hands. If you don't already know, proprioception is the feedback to our muscles, joints, and tendons that we get during exercise and other movements, which is typically very calming for the nervous system. For this portion of the meditation, we'll squeeze our hands into fists as we breathe in and unclench them as we breathe out. If you have a stress ball or a fidget close by that you can squeeze, you can use that if you prefer. I'll demonstrate both options. Ready? Let's begin. Breathe in and squeeze. Out and release. Let's do another round. Breathe in and squeeze. Out and release. One more time. Breathe in and squeeze. Out and release. Now let's stop squeezing and just notice the sensations in your hands. What do you notice? Maybe a tingle, an itch, hot or cold, tightness, or something else. Or maybe you don't notice anything at all, and that's fine too. So you might focus on a single finger, your palm, or even a nail bed, whatever feels most noticeable for you right now. So I will pause here for 30 seconds so you can notice any sensations that are coming up in your hands. If your attention wanders away from the sensations in your hands or fingers, don't be so hard on yourself. Simply noticing when the attention wanders with non judgmental awareness is one of the main goals of meditation. When that happens, we simply begin again, as they say. So let's focus on noticing the sensations in our hands once again. Maybe you notice sensations in one finger or your palm or the top of your hand, or maybe you notice a sensation in a different part of your body, and that's fine too. Whatever comes up, try to pay attention to those sensations a bit more than you normally would. I'll pause again here for a minute so you can do that. Again, if your attention has wandered at all, that's okay. Just noticing that, noticing when your attention wanders, even just once, is a big win. Let's pause again here for 15 seconds so we can simply notice any sensations in our hands or anywhere else in the body. Now we're going to do a body scan to conclude this meditation practice. Again, you're welcome to join or sit this one out, your choice. We'll start by bringing attention to your body, beginning at the top of the head. Again, this is just a suggestion that you're free to take or leave, do whatever feels right and natural for you. You could just sit here and listen, or you could do the body scan with me. Ready? Let's take a deep breath in and notice any sensations in the top of your head, jaw, forehead, now scan down to your shoulders, your arms, your hands. Do you notice any movement or tingling, any temperature changes, any tension? No need to change it, just let it be. Now, let's notice any sensations in your chest, your stomach, and your back. Feel the breath there moving in and out like waves. Now pay attention to your hips, your legs, and your feet. Now let's try to keep your whole body in awareness for just a minute. You don't need to strive, just simply notice whatever sensation comes up. If any thoughts come up, try to just notice them as well. Then begin again and bring your attention back to your bodily sensations. So even if we don't do this meditation thing perfectly 100% of the time, that's okay. It's perfectly fine. The act of noticing your drifting thoughts, noticing any sensations come up, even just once is meditation. So I'll pause here for a minute so you can notice any sensations that arise. Now let's take two big deep breaths together. Let's practice this together. Ready? Breathe in and blow it all out. One more time. Breathe in and blow it all out. So we still have a few minutes left together, and I'd encourage you to observe the beach scene on your screen during this time. You could simply notice the colors, the textures, or just watch the waves flow in and out. Whatever you choose is fine. This is your time, so spend it however you'd like. So I'll pause here for about 7 minutes so you can go ahead and do that. Again, if your mind wanders, that's okay. Minds do that. Just see if you can notice when your attention has drifted away, even if it's just once, and be sure to congratulate yourself whenever that happens. Again, meditation isn't about having a clear mind and no thoughts, which is impossible, by the way. It's about noticing what's happening in your mind with non judgmental awareness and then bringing your attention back to the object of your meditation, whether it's bodily sensations, the breath, or in this case, the beach visual. So I'll pause here for another 6 minutes so you can go ahead and practice that visual meditation. If you're not sure what to focus on, one of my favorite ways to practice a visual meditation is to notice colors one at a time. It could be the tan of the beach sand, it could be the white of the cloud or the blue of the water. I find that's a good way to anchor my attention during a visual meditation. So please feel free to do that if you'd like. If your attention has wandered again, that's okay. That happens. That's perfectly fine. Give yourself a metaphorical or physical pat on the back when you notice that, because that is a big meditation win. And simply bring your attention back to the object of your meditation, whether it's the sound of the waves, the colors, or the textures of this animated beach painting. Now let's take one final fidgeting break. You can grab your squeezy stress ball, your acupressure ring, whatever your favorite fidget is. Go ahead and use that, or you can spin, rock, sway, jump, bounce, whatever you feel like you need to do to get that energy out. So go ahead and do that now for 30 seconds. So you can open your eyes now if you had them closed and start breathing at a normal pace. Well done. You showed up, you tried something different, and I'm proud of you for that. I'm so honored and happy to join you here today. Take care.